Whether you are looking into quitting a CrossFit gym or a gym in general and starting to build your CrossFit home gym or are continuing to grow it, I've got some tips and tricks for you on what you should be avoiding, what you should start with. So let's check it out. Let's get into it here. One of the hardest things currently is just finding equipment, not being overpriced, not being sold out. Where do you actually start with the market right now? What do I suggest you guys start with? My biggest thing you got to start with is the flooring by itself. The flooring by itself is probably the biggest thing just to save your concrete from cracking and the noise level and the vibrations. What I recommend, and a lot of others are recommending, is using stall mats. These probably run you $45-50 depending on where you get them from a Fleet Farm or a Farm and Fleet. Just look online and say stall mats near me and you can find a good option there. That's where I would actually start with, so you don't have to worry about cracking or noise and complaining. For the size, I would say you're gonna probably look at 4x6 sheet and also 3/4 inch depth. The more depth, the less vibration to the ground that you're gonna get. Going with the 3/4 inch is the max you can get currently that I've seen. So I would recommend 4x6 and 3/4 inch sheet. Depending on the size of your home gym, like mine, I'm 13.6 by 20 feet. You could probably get away with 4 to 6 sheets, but if you can get more and maximize the space of covering, I would do that as well, and is within your budget. So that's another tip too when you're looking to buy flooring. So just kind of measure out your space and know what you need for a full sheet. I wouldn't buy another sheet to strip and cut away if you don't need to. So for CrossFit, most of the time you're gonna need a barbell. This would be the next option that you can get. And for this, you can go on Rogue site. They're gonna have their Boneyard bars, so these have defects on them. Or you have other options. You have Fringesport, you've got Rep Fitness, and you've got some smaller companies out there that have good barbells and they're cheaply priced, especially right now with steel being so expensive. I would recommend looking into those and seeing who has a barbell that's cheaper, has a good review. I would start with the Boneyards and go from there. I wouldn't buy brand new bars from Rogue if you can avoid that. So the next thing I would buy is the bumper plates, because with the barbell you're gonna need some sorts of weights to do clean snatches, deadlifts, squat, or any kind of sorts there. What I recommend doing is looking into the sets from like Rogue, because you can actually get free shipping with these, because if you know how much weights you're gonna get and how much you can squat or how much you can clean, how much you can snatch, then you have an idea of how much weight you actually need. And these sets are the best option because of the free shipping option, like I said. And the type of bumpers are gonna depend on what your plan is. Competition bumper plates are gonna be your more expensive option. For a home gym, I recommend a rubber bumper plate. Don't go for the competition, don't pay the extra money. If you're kind of doing it on a budget, I'd recommend the Echoes because they are thinner. If you're gonna be squatting a whole lot, then you can actually put enough on there to do your max outs or whatever you're looking for. So for the sets, if I'm looking at Rogue, and for the sets of bumper plates that I'm looking at buying is the 10s, 25s, and 45s, and then also buying a extra set of 15s and 45s. That's just for, this will allow you to do some sort of strength work, and if you are strong enough that this isn't enough weight for you, so you're probably looking at about 375 under 400 pounds. So if you have a higher squat, then I would recommend getting an extra 45 pounds, so that will allow you to do your deadlifting sets and also your squat work. So that's just the option that I would actually buy if I was going to buy bumper plates. And that would cost you this. For the companies that I would buy this from, I would go with Rogue, Rep Fitness, and if you really want to take a chance, you can give Titan Fitness a shot, but I don't recommend going with that. I recommend going with the higher quality products of Rogue and Rep Fitness as well. And you can also try Fringesport, that's another option, or again, Faster. There's plenty of companies out there that are very well known, so just giving you more options to try. Like I said before, the hardest thing to find is just the weights right now, but if you can buy them as a bundle and just save on shipping, that's probably your best bet. That's what I recommend you guys do. So there's different options that you could go with next, but I recommend going with the squat rack. The squat rack by itself is gonna have different options. You're gonna have a freestanding where you could probably bolt it to the ground, or you can have a wall mounted rack with like what I have. If you're gonna pick this option, this is really gonna depend on the size of your garage and or your space where you're gonna work out. If you're a single car like me, or you have a 2-car garage, I recommend going with a wall wall mounted squat rack, and it also gives you a pull-up bar with that too. But if you have more space in the ceiling height, I'd recommend probably going with a freestanding rack that you could probably put your ring muscle ups on, get the extender for that. That would give you more options there too. So that's just another train of thought. With Rogue, here's an option. Rogue has their Monster Light wall mounted, and it's a foldable one. It has different depths. It has 22.5 inches, and then it's got 40.5 inches. So it allows for more kipping movements for CrossFitters. That is perfect. So you're allowed to get your muscle ups in, get your chest to bars without worrying about your feet hitting or toes to bar for that fact too. So that just gives you more options. That's what I went with. 40.5 depth works perfect. I would recommend that if you're gonna go for something. For freestanding, I would not go this route, but you can go on Amazon and buy a freestanding rack if that's what you're kind of looking for, just a cheaper option. But I would look into a rack that can hold the capacity that you can squat. Like Rogue got plenty of options, and also any of those companies reps gonna have your same thing. They're gonna have options. Look for what can fit in your garage and what works best for you. If you're gonna be doing pull-ups on it too, then you need to look into a freestanding with a pull-up bar, and also could put the stringer on, like I said before, for muscle-ups. If you don't have a pull-up bar on your squat rack, there are options that you can buy to wall mount those pull-up bars. Like Rogue has the P3 and P4. They will run you $130 for the P3, $160 for the P4. I have the P4, and the difference between the two is just the depth from away from the wall. This will allow you to do kipping movements, which is very, very helpful. That gives you more options. So if you just want to get a basic squat rack that you can move away from the wall and not have any attachments, just have those two posts that you pull out, that's another option too. And then you just buy the wall mounted pull-up bar, so then you don't have so much clutter around your area. You don't have to worry about these big freestanding squat racks either. So another option for the wall mounted besides Rogue is Titan Fitness. This is $50 cheaper than Rogue, but I have not tested this and I do not put my stamp of approval on it. You can give it a shot, give it a try. It's just the same kind of thing. So if you really want to go on the cheaper end, I'd say go for it, but I've never really tried it. I don't recommend it. Kind of what you want to try. Here's the video I recommend you watch next. Here's the video that YouTube suggests you watch next. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more fitness related videos to help improve yourself more. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.